I want to cite a case of that an incident that happened this month in Ethiopia, where a crocodile killed a pastor during an 80% baptism ceremony at a lake in southern Ethiopia. So what happened? The crocodile leaped from the water and attacked the Protestant pastor, Docho, during the Sunday baptism ceremony on the shores of Lake Abaya. He died after the crocodile beat his legs, back, and hands. So can you imagine a 2,200 pound croc that leaped from the water during the so-called baptism exercise, baptism ceremony. So the residents, they tried to do everything, there's nothing they could do, and they just barely saved the pastor from being taken, for his body being taken away by the croc under the water, together with the fishing nets. So the crocodile went away, it escaped, and they had to take the remains of the pastor, and this was during what you call baptism, which is supposed to be one of the events where, in quotes, the Holy Spirit is very active, protective. I would find here that the Holy Spirit failed. So, Duane, what can you say about baptism from the religious point of view, which is by an outside agent, and what I may call true baptism, that each individual confers on his or herself by singing the new song and being connected to the sound-like reality of the East. Yeah, Duane?
Well, actually, that's very good. Your last sentence there was very good, and you can utilize that. Again, you use what you do, but this becomes a little bit humorous in its own way, and that is that I would say here is where life is giving people a hint. It's a big hint right in front of them. Do they see it? Number one, the guys in the river, okay, and the old saying, well, you're flowing down the river, you're going to go over the falls if you don't watch out. So there's the river. He's doing the ceremony, which is all reptilian, and he gets attacked by a reptile. And so, so much for the baptism. See, do you see the hint there? And who's getting it? You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there, but who is seeing it? You see? And so when you said, well, here is where supposedly the Holy Spirit failed. No, the Holy Spirit did not fail. The Holy Spirit succeeded. Because again, I've defined holy, and that's where you have holes in your aura. That's where the word holy came from. It's really about that. Divine, dying on the vine. That's divine, okay? And holy is taplining. And no, the Holy Spirit, well, what they call their Holy Spirit, okay, because it is spirit, okay, which is shape-shifting astral entities. Those are spirits. See, it all implies. It's all there, but can people see it? Because again, this is what's been agreed to, hasn't it? It has all been agreed to. They created these ideas, and people agree to them. Like the marriage idea. You go to the church to have it done. You see, and you get taplined. And so, again, everybody takes the risk here, and all of a sudden there's the situation as, hey, there's the river, and there are crocodiles in the river, but the man can think, okay, the priest can think because he's a priest of God, okay, of the reptilian God, that he'll be fine. Well, things happen, don't they? And it did. And so it's not that, it's not about his belief. That's an idea. It's about the situation. You going to walk into a river with crocodiles or piranha and thinking that, oh, I'll be protected? Even the boys, they can protect you. They can do whatever they want, but they don't make the choice for you. You see, I've put myself into so many situations that I've had to deal with, but I'm not thinking that, oh, I'll be saved, I'll be protected. I don't think along those terms. I take the risk, I see what happens, and that's what I do. I don't even ask many times. I just take the risk to see what happens and figure it out. And so this is how it got me here. And, on the way, yeah, they've shaken their finger at me many times. It's like, etc. But yeah, I've still taken the risk to bring this through, and other things too. And but the pastor, the priest there, he took the risk. But it's all demonstrated what baptism is. And so, it's so simple what we're doing. And again, people have been taught, look at the school system, complexity. What Val and, especially Val here, because he's been mainly a gardener most of his life, or later part of his life here. And he's just out there just mowing lawns and whatever. Now he's confronting all this, and he's seeing all the particular pieces, all the little things that make up these big buildings where they teach others. So we're dealing with Orange Coast College here. Now you're seeing all the little pieces that make it up and paying more attention to what's going on, because we're having to deal and live in this world as we're, it's not only us, waking up to what's going on, but it's, what are you here for? In other words, you're to learn to stand real and support others as they support you with the all is. That's the whole idea. Or you don't. You decide not to. So again, the real guides are an example. And here is an example of what's taking place on Earth. And did the priest, did he check the stream for crocodiles? It would have been, it might have been even, well, it would have been interesting too if the person that he was baptizing got eaten too, or that became first, etc. So then it would look like a sacrifice, wouldn't it? So it can go either way. But realistically, what do these ideas lead to? The baptism, and even if it's in the church where it's safe or what have you, it's all reptilian taplining. But this is all people know. And so this is where the real education comes in. And this is the toughie, to present to the world something real that makes sense in accordance with what they've been conditioned with. And each person has to see that for themselves. Yes, it's huge, Charles. So again, you decide how you're going to approach this. If people ask me the difference, I will explain it simply, that's simply taplining, and if that's what you want, go for it. If you want to pray to gods, go for it. But I'm not going to baby them and tell them to, well, just think of it like that you're being baptized by the is. No, because there's still, again, people are thinking in terms of, oh, well, what Duane is saying with the isness, the all is, it's the same as God. It's just another God. No, it's not. It's not even close because it has nothing to do with creation. But as you do that, again, you're conditioning them also. So as you use these old cliches, keep in mind those words are reptilian. They really are. Baptism, Holy Spirit, all these things. And as you bring them in, just like Joni brought in everything that Paul had presented and utilizes it, now she's changing it, reworking it, bringing in worshiping and prayer. You see where it goes. On down the line, everybody's tap line. Everybody is ruined and gets cancers. So again, you make a choice at some point. You know, do you make a clean cut? Do you cut off that stuff? And it's like, if you want to do that, here, go have fun. I don't decide for people, but I do creatively show them the difference. Take the time to explain the difference. But and I have used a few things like Pray for Purity and Church of Nature. I just kind of did that as a test. That's kind of something that's more of a generalization, especially the Church of Nature thing. I don't really care for that, but just give people something. But I'm not going to harp on that. I'm just going to give people a little bit of something and see. And I defined church as community. You know, that was my definition of it, and people will have their own definition of it. That's fine. Have fun. Pray for purity, and that's very real too, in its sense, because if you're going to pray, and if you pray for purity, I would say at some point the person is going to be shown and recognize an aspect of the true reality to succeed from there. But I don't know. That's just something. But I don't want to harp on these things. But I throw out a little bit there. You know, it's kind of like, you want to eat healthy organic food, but once in a while you're going to have a pizza or a hot dog. Okay, once in a while you're going to kind of throw that in there, but you're not going to make a big deal out of it. And so that's just how it is here. So this whole thing here, I suggest to let people know the difference, especially because this baptism idea, this Holy Spirit thing, is really thick here. It's as thick as the petroleum layer on the ocean and the world. It's thick. And so I don't see any benefit to relating to it in any way at all, because most people are emotionally attached to this idea, and it really promotes demise. But again, each person makes the choice. Just like if they want to worship and pray, just like the membership shrimps do to the Kalam God, and worship and pray and give money to Joni, that's fine, but it all leads to their demise and cancers. Life is not backing them. This is it. You need that backing. You need the boys, you need the whole of life. Otherwise, you got nothing. So what does baptism mean? So again, you're there, and the ritualism is all over the world. It only appears different, Charles. So what Africa has, what the United States has, what Europe has, South America, the North and South Poles, everybody's got their ritualism. And so this becomes a challenge to decipher that and to better explain something that makes more sense. But you decide, yes. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. So that will be, again, another love-hate relationship with the world as they hear this.
This planet Earth needs a lot of help from all of us right now. Dean Val of NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, is contacting people around this world every day to share the importance of the all-natural environment supporting all of us. Dean Val and Duane Lee Hepner.org 501c3 have created CAN, Community Action Network, to help all communities become aware of how to be self-sufficient with permaculture and food and rainforests. We are always looking for real people to step up, who want to learn what life on this earth is all about. We will be leasing large portions of land to create something wonderful for all communities everywhere. Contact Val Vitals on Skype and Facebook to get involved with what we all can do now, or through the phone number provided or the website in the links. Duane The Great Writer.net. Join us for weekly environment awareness Skypes every Sunday at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, is dedicated to supporting and providing a real purpose and real awareness with the all-natural environment supporting all of us. First comes this earth with food and rainforests, and to protect what is still here. For those who have the awareness to see what is actually taking place here, with all the natural devastation, which is also purposely planned by world controllers, you now have a real opportunity to step up and do something with those who also care about your planet Earth. Duane Lee Hepner has created the NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, which completely entails the all-natural environment everywhere, and a real education that has real value, and that far surpasses any commonly created indoctrinating educational system that does not focus on what sustains all of us naturally. Real survival makes sense with everything here that is self-sustaining.